What's going on, everyone? Nascar Joshua 5 here, and today I'm finally getting around to reviewing my MSI GF63 gaming laptop. And sorry for my dirty table there, but yeah, I got this as a Christmas present from my sister Marissa, and just want to say, if she ever watches this, thank you so much for getting me this. It has definitely got its use, and I've played it a lot. I'm addicted to this thing. But I'm starting out here just going around showing all the ports and everything, just showing how it is now. And yes, there's a lot of fingerprints and stuff for me opening the laptop, but yeah, it does its job, and it works pretty well, at least for me anyways. I'm a pretty casual guy, so this is I'm not a techie guy, so this is not like a fancy, I'm not gonna understand all the techie stuff and everything, but I will show the specs here in just a second as well. This is mainly just a racing game review. I don't play a lot of other games. Obviously, I'd like to play like GTA 5, for example, just from all the mods. My sister and I actually, what ended up getting me this computer was we talked about she would watch GTA 5 on Twitch and everything. So, but yeah, I'm just going through here and showing how it works and powering it up. And as you can see on the keyboard, it has a nice red LED, I think it's red LED backlight. It has a neat little intro as well. The keyboard, I type on it quite a bit, and it's fine. I'm not like an expert on keyboards, but it's not the fanciest, but it's a keyboard. You type on it, the buttons push, and that's about it. And I have my nice background there, and I also enter my password as well. But yeah, that's what my computer looks like, and that's the background I have, and I have a few games on there. And also, I'm going to show here, it also works on your TV, which as you've seen at the beginning, I have an HDMI port in the back of it, so it works just fine. There's no lag or anything like that. I mainly play it on my TV. I rarely play it on there on the screen, which the screen on the computer looks just fine to me. It looks nice and clean and crisp, and it works. And here are the specs as well, like I mentioned. I know nothing about these specs except that the 8 gigabytes of RAM is not the most powerful in the world, and I would like to upgrade that at some point, but it does its job. As you can see here, I've played a lot of Assetto Corsa. That's the main game that I've played, and it runs it just fine. Of course, I've had weird little glitches and mess-ups at times, and sometimes it might crash, or sometimes the car might be messed up or something, but generally, for the most part, it runs Assetto Corsa very well, and it does a really good job with that. The only bad thing about certain games is the fan can get really loud, and I'm reading some notes here I took before I recorded this, but yeah, the fan gets pretty loud whenever you play, especially Assetto Corsa, I guess because I have the graphics pretty high, and I have some like different settings and stuff, especially with my F1 videos. The fan can get pretty loud, and the computer can also get pretty hot, so you might want to be careful if you're playing it for long periods of time. I have spent plenty of time playing this and have forgot to take breaks at times, so yeah, this computer has definitely had a lot of use, and I've spent a lot of time with it, and got to keep the heat in mind. I need to get some kind of cooling pad or something for it because it does get really hot. As far as the space goes, it only has 215 gigabytes, which really isn't that much. If you want to store things, it's easy to fill up, as I have. I actually purchased an external hard drive off of Amazon. I'll have to see if I can find a link for that. And yeah, anyway, yeah, the external hard drive is really good. It definitely helps. It's a 1 terabyte, so it stores a lot more stuff. Obviously, as I am with storage, it's already almost full because it's easy to fill up storage with stuff. But also, I'm showing some gameplay in the background from some of my videos that I've uploaded using my computer. Right now, this is F1 2014, showing the 2023 McLaren Monaco Grand Prix livery. I don't use the touchpad as much. I have a wired mouse, as you saw at the beginning, and the mouse is just fine. The touchpad is okay. It's not the greatest. That's why I just use the mouse. The mouse is better if you have a wired mouse. I highly recommend using that. Also, it has a headphone jack. So I use my headphones a lot for this computer to play games, listen to music, and then the headset I'm actually using to record this commentary is what I use. So if I can find a link for that, I'll have to see if I can find that. I will put it in the description, as well as the external hard drive. Yeah, the RAM is not the best, as I mentioned. You can play a lot of older games. You can't play much of the newer games, at least that I don't think so, because if you read the stuff on Steam, like all the specs, a lot of the new games are around like minimum is 16 gigabytes and recommended is 32. So if you're gonna play the newer games, you'll have to upgrade the RAM inside your computer. I would like to do that, but I've talked to my sister about that, and it's something we'll have to do at a later time. But the games I have played, I don't have a ton of games, but the games that I have played, of course, Assetto Corsa, and then R Factor as well. I'd like to try R Factor too, but I don't know if my computer would be able to run it. NASCAR Racing 2003, as you've seen. I also tried Race Room Racing Experience. It's a free simulator. I don't have gameplay for that, unfortunately, but I will try to do that in the future. I wanted to try to get some DLC for that game as well. I've also played F1 2013, and I have F1 2014 as well, as you've also seen. But yeah, I do enjoy playing on this computer. I do get frustrated at times because, like I said, I'm not a techie guy, so sometimes, I might have a problem or something I'm trying to figure out for a game or something, and I get kind of frustrated, and sometimes I have to take a nice needed break for a while. But the only other thing I have noticed is I know one night I was on the computer and the Wi-Fi disconnected, and I had trouble reconnecting it for a while. So it had some Wi-Fi problems, but I think that's the only time I could think of. The Wi-Fi disconnected and our internet was working fine, like it wasn't out or anything. It's just my computer disconnected for a little bit from the Wi-Fi. But yeah, besides that, I can't really complain. As much use as I've given this thing, it has had a lot of miles already. If you can say miles, I don't know what you'd call that, obviously, but it's had a lot of hours spent on it, and I'm pretty demanding, so I like to do a lot of stuff on it, and it does the job for me. Again, it's not the most powerful computer, so just keep that in mind. It's not the most fanciest high tech, but for someone like me who's pretty casual and likes to just do whatever, and I'm not the most techie guy, like I said, it works pretty well and I enjoy it. And I've also been using it to store retro games on my external hard drive, because I've been doing emulation on my Xbox Series S, which I've really enjoyed playing a lot of old games that either I didn't get to experience or just games I have that I want to try as well. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this computer. It's gotten a lot of time on it, and I've really appreciate my sister getting this for me. It's definitely not unappreciated, and I always appreciate anything she does for me, and I know this something that her and I had talked about for a while, and she had wanted to get it for me, so I'm really glad she did, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm hoped to have plenty more videos using my computer, and I've got plenty of YouTube video plans and everything else, but I mainly wanted to do this review. If I can also remember, I'll try to put in the description the unboxing of this. It's been a few months now, so it's been a while, and I wanted to give it some time and wanted to get some use out of it and just give my honest feedback on it. I've definitely forgot to take breaks at times. I've spent a little too much time on this computer, so I've definitely had to remember to take a break and give myself some time, because it's just very addicting. And I always had consoles, and there's just so much you can do on computers. I'm just blown away at how much you could do. And just like F1 2014, it has 2023 cars on it, which is really cool, and a lot of stuff you can experiment with, like as far as games and mods and stuff. And Assetto Corsa especially has pretty much any mod you can think of, and it's just really enjoyable, and I really spend a lot of time just finding different mods. As you can see here, I'm driving the IndyCar 2023 skins with the RSS Formula Americas IndyCar, and just also the controller gameplay is great on Assetto Corsa, and it's just I've been really having a good time, and it's been great. So that's gonna wrap it up here. If you all have any questions in the comments, just let me know and I will try to answer them. Again, I'm not a techie person. I have not plugged my steering wheel into the computer yet. That's something I need to do sometime in the near future. I haven't done that yet, so that's the only thing. What I use for a controller, I have a wired, I think it's an Xbox One controller. I got it at GameStop, so it works just fine. I tried using a PS4 controller, but it kept disconnecting a lot, so it was kind of frustrating. But anyway, yeah, this is going to do it for the review. And again, if you all have any questions, let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the review. And Sorry for the terrible part at the beginning, but I wanted to get a good view of what my computer looks like now. Got a few more fingerprints and stuff, but you know, I try really hard to take care of my stuff. You know, I've always, since I was a kid, you know, I'm not the richest person in the world, so I can't really afford, you know, the extra replacements, so I try to always take care of my stuff. So anyway, again, I hope you all enjoyed the review, and I will catch you all next time. See you later, everybody.